Hey guys, it's Ryan here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're doing our manga collecting and, well, general collecting and reading goals for 2025. So, I'll talk about manga, I'll talk about comic books, then I'll talk about reading at the end. This should be a pretty short video, but in general, the concept here is that I live a pretty structured life IRL, right? Like when I'm not doing stuff for the channel and when I'm not, enjoying my hobbies, I'm probably in a pretty structured kind of environment, right? And so I want to be unstructured in my hobbies, but if I do that, what happens is that I basically don't really get anything done because I just kind of go all over the place. And so this kind of list is a guideline to help me gain some structure without being fully structured, if that makes sense. So it basically just reminds me of things that I'm trying to finish collecting, things that I would like to finish, and stuff that I am keeping up with, so I don't forget about it, right? And that's due to a few years at the beginning of the channel when I was basically just buying a bunch of volume ones and then not really doing videos or talking about series beyond that first volume. And so that was kind of annoying and not useful to me. So yeah, that's the point here. But I basically have 4 or 5 different subcategories here for manga. So the general kind of concept here is that I should be consistent in my purchases and to not stress about getting a specific series at any given point. And that's pretty easy to do because I don't buy anything that ever goes out of print. I keep up with pretty easy to collect series, right? And within that, there are certain series that are finished that I would like to collect, or that maybe are not finished, but are so slow in coming out that they're basically done, right? Stuff like Vinland Saga would fit into that category. So in this category of stuff that's finished or stuff that is basically so slow, it only comes out once every year, we have Pluto. There's 3 volumes left of that I need to collect. This is a bit of a chase for me because I don't want to pay the modern prices, which is about $17 a volume. I would prefer to buy the $13 volumes, or if possible, actually buy those used, which would make them about $5 or $6, right? So it's a bit of a chase there, and that might be the hardest one to get here. So that's it for that. Then we have Flowers of Evil. I have 2 more books in this series to collect. I should probably read the second volume of the omnibuses before I pick up more of them, but I think I will like it regardless. And I think it's a kind of staple that everyone should have in their collection anyway. So there's 2 more of these. Last year, I said I was going to buy one a quarter. I didn't end up doing that. And this year, I probably will buy one each half of the year because that's pretty easy to do. And they're usually on sale on Walmart.com. So it should be, pretty easy for me to get them, although they might cost more than your average manga volume. So it's not that big a deal. Horizon by JH is another book that I want to finish. I have 1 volume left of it. I really enjoyed the first volume. I have not read the second one, but I do want to finish collecting this series, and I think that it'll probably work best as a single read through instead of reading it volume to volume. So that's why I'm waiting on that. I have seen it used before, and I think I should be able to track it down pretty easily. And if not, brand new, it should only cost a few more dollars than used if I buy it on Amazon or on digital retailers. So that should also be relatively easy to collect. Then I have Bride Story. I have 4 volumes of that left so far. We're on volume 14 right now. I'm on volume 10. And volume 11 is kind of the difficult one right now because it's at $17. So I'm probably going to buy the further ones in the series first, and then I'll come back to volume 11 when I can. I think that would probably be the easiest way to do it because I know I'm going to like the series regardless of whether or not I'm reading up to, I'm up to date on what I have. So I'm going to finish this off. I think volume 14 is at $12 right now. 14 is at $12. 12 and 13 are about 14 or 15. And 11 is at 17 for sure. That one doesn't drop price. So that's it for that one. Then we have Battle Angel Alita Deluxe Editions. I actually really enjoyed the first one. I picked up the second and third very quickly after that for half price, which is about $15, which is a great deal. And they're basically brand new. At least one of them was a bit, worse off than the other 2, but not significantly. So I'm hoping to buy these without having to pay more than that. So there's 2 options for me. I can either track them down on Half Price Books, on their website and then continuously call my local store to get them shipped into me from other places, or I could wait until Madness Games and Comics has a sale, which they usually do in May and in November, and pick up the last 2 books in the series plus another book that's in the same price range, so that I can get them all for about 18 bucks, right? Which isn't a bit more expensive than buying it used, but getting them brand new for basically the same price is pretty good, right? So we'll see. And the reason it would be 18 bucks is because they're both $30 a piece. And I think it's, you buy 2 and you get a third one free. So 60 divided by 3 would be like 20 bucks. But I think it's supposed to be less than that. If I get something a bit more expensive, it'll be cheaper. So yeah, maybe I did the math on that wrong, but you know, same difference. It should be cheaper than buying it completely new, but also not significantly more expensive than buying it used. So yeah, then I have 3 omnibuses of the Pokemon Adventures series left over. I can't remember which ones they are, but they're like, I can't remember what the names of them are, but they should be 7, 8, and 9, or sorry, 8, 9, and 10. Then we have Yamatsu Higui, which is the only Masumi Kagisaki work that we have available here in English. There's 2 books in that left. I kind of let it fall to the wayside just because I couldn't find it at my local stores. But I will track it down. I'll probably end up buying it digitally, or sorry, from a digital reseller, which would mean that I would still buy the book physically, but I would have to buy it online, if that makes sense. Sorry, I brain fart right there. And then the last book in this kind of set of things is Dragon Maid. I have 7 books left. Volume 15 just came out. It's pretty unlikely we'll get another volume this year of that. So it should be relatively, doable. Although I'm pretty sure I won't finish collecting this all year. Even if I bought, 2 books a quarter, it's pretty unlikely that I'll even get to that, because these books tend to not always be available at all times. So we'll see. I did get volume 8 recently at a half-priced bookstore, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get volume 9 anytime soon. So we'll see. Then there's a few other kind of things here. I have a short-term catch-up set of stories that I want to collect. These are things that I let fall to the wayside last year, and I have 1 or 2 volumes left of them before I catch up to them. So that would be Hitomi China Shy with Strangers number 9. My boss is a wolf, but I'm a wolf, but my boss is a sheep. Volume 5, that's the end of the series. Soul Leveling number 10. I need to catch up to this before a new volume comes out. Mashal 18. That would be the last book in the series. Gachiakuda number 4. That's the current volume that's out now. Witch Hannah Tallier Kitchen number 5. That one is also the one that's out now, although a new one should come out relatively soon. And then I have long-term catch-up goals, which is Iruma-kun, which I need basically from volume 3 all the way to 8, and then continue on from there. There's Eden Zero, which ends at 33, but I'm missing anything after 26. So I think we're currently on 30. Kodansha is currently on 30. I can allow myself to basically buy one every 2 months, and that's a pretty affordable thing to do. So if I do that, assuming that they get all of the books out this year, I should be able to finish collecting by December, which is pretty cool. I have Shy, which is a superhero manga. I have not read through all of the books I have, so that's going to be on the back burner for now. I have to read through all of them first, decide if I actually really want to continue reading the series, and then decide from there and continue to buy it from there. But that would be starting from volume 5. Similar with Loser Ranger, Go-Go Loser Ranger. I need to reread those books, get book 4, get book 5, read the 6th one that I have that I bought for like $3, and then from there decide if I want to continue on from volume 7. Tsugumi Project is another series that I like, that I want to continue collecting, but it's not a priority for me, so I put it up here so I don't forget about it. But I read the first 4. I really like them, especially book 4, but it was not something that I was ever prioritizing, so I'm gonna let it go on the back burner, let it go for a bit, and then maybe in the next quarter I'll try to come back to it at some point. Or if I find it for really cheap, right? If I'm browsing in stock trades, I need an extra book to get to that $50 minimum for free shipping, I'll add in Tsugumi Project. Otherwise, I probably won't do that. And then there's Boys Abyss, book 5, and onward. I need to read through the first 4 again, because I really enjoyed the first book. And then further books, I felt like they were not going as well as I liked them to, or not as interesting as I wanted them to be. And so I need to reevaluate my thoughts on this series, right? So That's it for the catch-up stuff that I need to look in. There's some interest that I have in certain series that I'm not necessarily ready to put on a catch-up list yet. That's Initial D, the omnibuses. I really like the first one. I want to pick up the second one, but I don't want to pay full price. $22 is a lot for a series that I'm not deeply invested in. And also, it doesn't really ever go on sale well enough for my taste. So we'll see what happens there. And then Golden Kamuy. I would prefer to only buy this used. However, that gets harder and harder the further down the series you get, right? I picked up the first 4 last year very, very easily. And I want to continue to do that, but it's pretty hard for me to see that happening. So this might be another one that I only buy during, comic book store sales or sales at bookstores and stuff like that, right? So we'll see. But yeah, but I'm not ready to put this on a catch-up list. So yeah, then I have a keep up with list. That's stuff like Vinland Saga, Drifting Dragons, Sora's Monster House. It's stuff that I'm caught up to that based on how they release, probably don't release all that often, right? Once every 3 months at the earliest, or in the case of Vinland Saga, once a year. And I want to, keep up with these books. And I need to remember to do that. And so I have to keep these written down somewhere, and that's what this list is for. So other than that, I have Dress Up Darling, Record of Ragnarok, Spy Family, Kaiju number 8, Witch Hat Atelier, Komi Can't Communicate, Seal of Celestial Shadows, Blue Lock, Solo Leveling, Gachi Akuda, Chain Soldier, and the list will go on as I pick up more and more stuff, right? I don't have any new additions for this year yet. I mean, that's basically what the interest list is. And then in terms of Spanish or / Mexican manga, there have been some changes. First of all, Isaac, I don't have to collect in Spanish anymore because they're going to start coming out in English. That's something I'm looking forward to. I basically want to keep up with a bunch of these, but most of them are only available in Spain. They're very hard to get, so I just keep them on this list in case I ever get the chance to buy something from Spain. I'll do that, but it's pretty unlikely. So the things that I really want to focus on this year is to finish off the Yu Yu Hakusho collection that I have from Mexico, to keep up with Witches War, the Battle of the Greedy Witches. That's what it's called in English, and then probably finish up with Slam Dunk as well. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I don't know what my plans are for this year for going down to Mexico, so we'll see. But yeah, that's it for the manga goals. In terms of comic books, I have this set up a slightly different way. This is based on priority. My main priority is the Invincible Ultimate Collection. I have 5 books left in that series. I can probably get most of these through birthday presents or Christmas presents from my family. So this should be easy to collect, but there is a certain level of urgency that I feel because a new season of Invincible is coming out. That means a new peak in popularity for Invincible. That means that it's going to be pretty hard for these series to be easy to collect, right? Or the demand's going to be high, so the price is going to be high as well. And I'm not really sure if that's the best for me, right? So I do want to at least get 1 in the next couple months, just to get up to 8. So I only have 4 left for the year after that, and then we'll see. Otherwise, there's some medium priority stuff. I want to get the Bone All-in-One collection. I think that book is really awesome, and I want to read it. I also want to read through my Marvel classics from from Penguin. Read through the one that I have for Fantastic Four. If I like that one, I want to get Spider-Man and X-Men. I don't really care about the Avengers, Captain America, or Black Panther all that much. I do want at least Spider-Man and X-Men to go along with that Fantastic Four. And then there's some lower priority stuff. So this is mostly Earth 1 stuff. Things like some of the deluxe editions that DC does for Tom King, like Strange Adventures. And then there's some other non-American comic books that I want to pick up. So there's the Conan / Dragonero collection that Panini just released. That's down in Mexico. I should be able to get that pretty quickly. I just need to wait for a sale. And then there is more of those treasures of Mexican comic book industry books that I like. I showed you guys previously. I have the one for Kaliman. I have one for Tawa, which is like Tarzan, and I have one for the Super Chinisas. There's one called the Great Being, but the joke is that it's a pig, because ser dotado in Spanish is like a gifted being, but it also means like a pig that is well endowed. So it's kind of an adult joke there, right? So yeah, that's kind of all there is for comic books. It's not really as extensive. I mean, I have a whole page full of stuff that I want to buy, but most of that is pretty easy to buy or not particularly interesting. It's not really stuff that you will find super cool, right? So yeah, that's it for the comic books. In terms of reading, I basically just want to really make a dent in my TBR this year. I feel like I've been kind of accumulating too many books and not exporting enough of them out, if that makes sense, or reading enough of them. And so I want to get a bit more of that going. I want to get out of this kind of weird semi-slump that I've been in for the last year and really push forward and get more serious about my reading this year. I want to probably read as many books as I am bringing in every month. That seems pretty hard to do because I bring in quite a bit of a lot of books, but I think that's because with my single issue collecting of comic books, I basically end up expanding most of my reading energy on those comic books as they're coming in so that I can stay up to date with them instead of on things that I already own, right? And so I'm not reading as much as I could, and then I'm piling on more things on top of that. And so I think maybe I need to cut down on some of my comic book spending. Maybe I need to cut down on spending overall. Maybe there is a month or two where I have to do a book ban or a buying ban and just not get anything. I'm not really sure. I have to decide that. But I think it'll be a very interesting year. I think I'll have a lot of fun with everything that I'm buying. It's just what's it called? A exercise in restraint and consistency, if that makes sense. So yeah, those are my goals for 2025. Let me know what your goals for this year are. What do you think you want to do with your hobbies? Let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys later.